Warning, this podcast contains Nick.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for The Walking Dead season... Fear the Walking Dead. Shit. Fear the Walking Dead season 1, episode 4, Not Fade Away. I'm your host, Cleo, and with me I have John.
I have feedback and it hurts me.
Sorry.
Just thought I should tell you all that.
Pat and Michelle.
Hi.
Oh. And Dom. Dom.
Hi.
Down there.
We have
a bit of a time jump. We have a bit of a time jump. It's been 9 days since the power went out, as Chris puts it.
Mm-hmm. Dramatic.
Yeah.
Or since the world ended, as Nick put it.
Oh, he's
yes.
so...
Yes. There are many ways of people putting it, to different levels of optimism, I think it is.
Column A and column B.
Yeah. So, like, everyone's trying to live like it's normal.
No, they're not. 2 people are.
Yes, this is true. 2 people are.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like,
Madison.
charging away, like, everything's gonna be fine, it's gonna be okay.
Madison and, is Travis, is that his name?
Travis,
Yeah.
Well, Travis is leading the helm of,
Everything's
unyielding
fine.
optimism.
Yeah, he's trying to play the everything is normal role at home, and then he goes out and they referred to him as the mayor?
Oh, did they call him the mayor?
Yeah.
He's definitely, like, liaison to the army.
Right. Yeah, the chief
Social
army
worker,
guy.
so
Yeah.
called.
Well, kind of. He specifically called him mayor. He
Okay.
goes, something, whatever you say, mayor, or something like that. And I was like, is he actually the mayor now? Like, I thought he was a school teacher. I was, like, really confused for a second. But then when I saw him acting as, like, the liaison between the military, I was like, oh, well, maybe it's kind of been this appointed thing. A lot could have gone on in these last 9 days. So.
I mean, I think it's the army making fun of him. Calling, oh yeah, mayor, or whatever.
Exactly. Like, they're very cocky.
Well, I also
soldiers.
think it's partially because he's the one that talks to everyone in town. He knows everyone's business.
In their road.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, oh, hey, Mr. Mayor, the person that knows everybody here.
Well, it is ironic. After they got through calling him mayor, he denied knowing the other guy that he clearly knew.
Yeah.
The
He
guy
knew
who
him, but
refused.
I feel like Travis also doesn't want to, like, force people to do stuff.
Right.
And the army clearly is like, no, you have to force him, or I'm gonna shoot him.
I love how, like,
what the dude said.
how, like, nonchalant what rank was the military officer?
I thought it was corporal.
He was a commanding officer.
The commanding
not
officer.
even
The commanding officer, whatever. I love how just nonchalant he's like, oh, so you're a mechanic or you're into cars? And he's like, yeah, I kept my father's running for 30 years. And he goes, oh, 30 years. Well, what? And he just, like, completely just changed the subject and made it seem like it wasn't important at all. Like, he really didn't give a shit.
He doesn't.
I know. I really loved it.
He could have been, like, the lowest ranking officer before everything fell apart. And if he was the highest, happened to be the highest one left, he's, swelled with power. He's got a big head now. He's
arrogant as heck.
Too big for his britches.
He's top dog.
He's rude. A commanding officer isn't even, like, a head. They still report to somebody.
No, that's not a title.
Yeah, no, commanding officer is just in that whatever unit.
Yeah, that's
not,
what I think.
It's not like a title like sergeant or
I
lieutenant.
feel like he's a corporal. I feel like they said he was a corporal. I don't actually know that, though.
Okay.
To be honest,
It looks like a corporal.
Falls on the spectrum.
I heard commanding. I don't know.
Well, commanding officer could be anybody.
Yeah.
You can be
Commanding
private.
Yeah, it could be a
Lieutenant
sergeant.
sergeant.
That's the highest rank.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're the highest rank,
Yeah.
that's it. You're it.
Yeah, commanding officer is just a fancy term for whatever the highest rank person in charge is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Chris has been documenting what's going on in
Yep.
his last 9 days.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, it was kind of artsy. I like it.
yeah. Well, we saw, it seemed like something he did, but before shit went down, as he was filming at the site, the movie with the bus in the middle of the street with the homeless guy. He was recording then, and so I guess he's just keeping it up. He's like, we're gonna, change the world. It's like, kid, you gotta live first.
Once this all dies down,
Yeah.
Scooby by
We're gonna change the world, and then your fucking batteries die.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they get 15 minutes, 20 minutes of power every day. So I guess that's when he charges his
Could be like
camera.
a legend.
Look, I have a camera. I'm important. I hate him. I fucking hate him so much.
I like him. I like him because
Sort of thing, I think.
I don't care that he has a camera. No one cares if you have a camera, Chris. No one cares.
yeah. Not even your dad, who supposedly taught you these things, these morals.
You're filming. Get a
mean,
gun. I don't know.
It might make
I
a
think
really
we're also
good.
looking at it.
It might make a really good found footage movie someday.
Yeah.
That's what I think he's thinking.
With
like,
all the
okay,
cameras that are
back
totally
on
gonna
this.
fucking.
Yeah, we're gonna look back at this when there's no world,
I'm
and
gonna look back on this when this shit blows over.
Well, these people don't know that the world is never going to be the same again. They think this is gonna blow over.
Exactly, like it's
I know. I'm just
But
making.
I know.
pandemic.
And we're also, I mean, John, yeah, you hate him because you know what's coming. Like, you know that this is
Right.
going to be useless in probably a week or two.
In about a minute. In about
In
an
about
hour,
a minute,
it's not
it's
gonna
going to be
matter.
useless.
You know, what,
But-
I'm sure he'll realize.
That's why, but
But that goes
like,
back to
the fucking-
the parents pretending like nothing is going on, like that everything is normal. That leads into them. Like they need to start acting like there's something wrong. They're just setting the example
writer-
for their children.
That family's like broken.
Right.
And I like that. I like that because Travis is saying, "Oh yeah, everything's gonna go back to normal," like he believes it,
Mm.
and Maddie is saying everything will go back to normal, but she knows it's not. But she's trying to put this on because it's what Travis is doing, and we saw this episode. And Maddie's just like, no.
Can I just say one thing about Madison right now?
Yeah.
Inconsistent. That is the word for her right now.
Yeah.
But she's inconsistent because
Wistfully
of
inconsistent.
Travis.
She is.
She's inconsistent because
She's
of Travis.
blaming Travis for a lot of things that aren't his fault. That's the thing.
But
She's blaming him for the army occupation.
And then having sex with
At
him.
the end of the episode, she blamed him for Nick getting taken away. And that's not Travis's fault.
she didn't blame Travis. She blamed his ex-wife for that.
Well, she blamed his wife, but then took it out on Travis.
Yeah, she was like, thanks to you and your ex-wife. This shit. He's taken away now.
Yeah,
We're better off.
she had some cool spots, but
Yeah, no, I get
like
you.
I don't know, like she was cool when she was like with Chris and like they were bonding and that was nice.
I think
And
she was at her
then
best
She
when she
went
was.
out
just-
into the.
She was at her best when she was with Tobias in like episode 2.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Murdered
God
the
knows
I like
principal.
when
those
she
are
went out into the rest of the city and was like, things are
see, I
not
didn't like that.
okay.
Yeah,
What?
that I agree with John. That's very inconsistent
I
with
didn't-
her character.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Like that didn't make sense to me.
Why?
We're going to be
That
on the...
seemed like something for Nick to do, not for her to do.
But no,
Or
because
even-
Nick doesn't need the proof. Nick knows what's actually happening. Madison is still like, I think I know what, I've seen these things. This is what's happening, but she's suppressing it because she wants things to go back to normal.
Well, yeah, she wants things to go back
She
to normal, but
wanted
having that curiosity and then also at the same time acting like nothing's wrong is where me and John have this gripe of inconsistency with her.
You see
Exactly.
how much of a toll
It's like,
pushing
paint
this
these
down
walls. These walls need a
taking
new
on
coat
her.
of paint. We just painted the walls last week,
But
Mom.
that's defecting. She's not.
She's trying to find
She's
busy
pushing
work.
it down by painting the wall, by doing chores that are stressing her out, but ultimately mean nothing because she just doesn't want to face it's real.
Well, all
She
right.
knows.
So, but this is the thing. So it's like, I love the Army. They're cool. I don't like the Army. I'm gonna go
When
outside
did she
and
say she
be
loved
a
the Army?
bastard.
She never said she loved
She
the
liked
Army.
being. Well, all right. If her concerns were laundry and house painting, then she must not have minded. Because how could you prioritize that at all? So it's just, and that and the whole scene was kind of pointless. Like, yeah, there's dead bodies everywhere. The Army was shooting people. Where the fuck were the zombies in this episode?
Well,
This is the first episode in anything that there hasn't been one zombie. You notice that? It was not one.
Yes, because the Army said that they had a 6 block or a mile perimeter around the safe zone where there were no infected. So they've just been and keeping that mile free.
But it just still, like, it makes sense for her to do it. I feel like they shoehorned her into that because it just didn't make sense. Like, she had no reason to go out there. None.
I think it would have even made more sense if Travis did it.
Exactly for that.
Because Travis is like, believes the Army. He's like, oh, things are fine, then things are fine. Travis is just accepting. And she's at war with herself of what she knows things are not okay, but she wants to believe Travis that things are going to be okay. So I think that's why she doesn't make sense, because she's fighting with herself and her brain.
Could be.
Yeah,
there's something off with it. There's something that I can't explain it, but there's something with the character that just doesn't make sense to me right now. Like, I don't know what's going on with it. I can't explain it, but she seemed like she's all over the place.
She had some cool moments where, like, she just beat the shit out of Nick. I mean, I understand that. That made sense because she was utterly frustrated.
Right.
But not that it was right. It was totally wrong of her to do that. But
I'm not doing drugs.
That made sense.
Freaking shit.
What exactly did she beat him up for, though?
Because she found out he was doing drugs.
He's so selfish.
How did she find out?
Morphine from the neighbor.
She walked in on him.
Looking for the morphine?
She walked in on him looking for drugs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I caught that, but I mean, that doesn't mean necessarily he was looking for drugs. She caught him going through stuff.
But what else would he be looking for?
He also turned around and was like, what do you want me to say? You know I was looking for drugs. And which is why she started beating him.
He basically admitted to it.
That's what he was snooping for in there, I think.
You know what it is? It's just like her
confirmation.
Her frustration was all over the place. That's the thing. I think that's the problem I'm having with her. So she was, like, super upset at the beginning, with the military occupation, all that crap, fine. And then she decided that she was going to go break out of camp and then go into LA and go find out, find some, I don't know, survivors or something that the Army missed. Fine. But, like, so the Army never discovered her breaking the perimeter. No one noticed the fence was cut. No one really noticed she was gone.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just... And then at the end, she, like, absolutely... Obviously, she, like, flips out that they took Nick away, right? And then she's upset. I would be upset, too. That's your child getting taken away from you. Mm-hmm. But then she blames Liza, who actually wasn't her fault. She really didn't know anything.
Yeah.
She didn't know. She had no proof that Liza had anything to do with this at all. She had no idea.
Other than Nick saying that she was a narc because Liza was the one that brought the doctor over.
But she didn't.
All right.
Outing
but
him
Nick
as
didn't say that
as
to
the neighborhood
Matt.
Nick
meth
didn't
head.
say. Madison didn't know that.
Nick said that to Allison.
But then, yeah. So then she gets pissed off at Travis for bringing his family to her home, and that's where I'm like, no. You don't get to be mad at Travis for that. You can try to be mad at Liza for that. This isn't Travis's fault. This
No.
is
If anybody, it is Liza's
I think
fault.
part of
Nick's
it is
fault.
because she saw
Well,
Liza leave, so she can't take it out on Liza.
exactly.
I also think that this is just. She's angry. She's just angry at a lot of things, and yeah, sure, she's angry at things that she shouldn't be angry at, but
Be conflicted. I
she's
think.
not facing problems. She's burying them under fake work
Yeah.
We
and
got him, Dom. We got
Adventures.
him on our side.
in the zombie apocalypse. So
And
I mean,
adventures beyond the gate.
Yes.
I honestly think her being all over the place makes perfect sense. Makes perfect
Bitch is
sense.
bipolar. That's all I'm saying.
There are definitely issues
It
in that
felt that
family.
way.
All around.
If they're patrolling this, these gates and everything and
No,
these
fuck.
fences, they would have definitely saw the cut. in the
Screw that
fence.
shit.
I thought that was
Bitch is
kind
of-
bipolar.
there. I mean,
But I think the
You'd
thing
be
is,
you'd be very surprised at how much something like that could overlook. Because it's not like she cut the fence in the middle. She cut the fence at
Right.
at the post. So when the fence by default goes back to the way it was leaning, it's going to be right up against the post again. So it's not going to be something you're going to notice immediately, especially if you guys know anybody who's in the military. Is they're just walking around, they're talking. They're really not checking fence perimeters. They're talking. If they see something that's like a zombie or somebody moving, whatever, that's something noteworthy. But they're not looking for cuts in fences and things like that.
yeah.
But
And I'm also
honestly, like-
guessing
and they're
that
playing
these
golf.
guys are just
Really.
dicking around. Like
Yeah.
they're killing zombies, but then after that's done, they're just.
But they're not.
Well,
Make-
They're
Look
killing
what went on with
civilians too.
Ophelia.
They're
Just
killing
No, yeah,
civilians.
Taking out a
Yes,
chick
that's what I mean.
and
But
they're
after
playing.
they've killed everyone in the in the perimeter, then they just going back to dicking around
and
because
playing.
they're basically dictators in this tiny little town.
Emphasis on the dick, because my God.
Yes. And I mean,
Emphasis
we
on
see
the
that
tater.
literally where one of the soldiers is macking on Ophelia.
He just met her.
Yeah. She's
Well,
like,
I assume
let's
they've been
slow
flirting
this
for a
down a
while."
little bit.
Because it's been 9 days.
Yeah, it's been a while. So my thing is though, like, how close of an eye are these guys keeping fences though, and people coming in and out? Because we saw what's his name, Daniel, whatever that guy's. No, not Daniel.
Doug.
Doug. Thank you.
Doug.
Names. Like he just fucking left. No one noticed. And
He
then
didn't leave,
she
though.
just fucking left.
He
and
didn't
no
leave.
one noticed.
He didn't leave.
But he drove. He took his car. He's not allowed to drive. He took his
Yes.
car and drove after curfew.
Right, and
How the fuck?
the army stopped him and took him out of the camp.
Or he took his car.
They said they found him at the fence with his car, and they took him to
Right.
the hospital.
My thing is,
The hospital, because he's
But I
mentally
think
unstable.
the point is that they didn't fucking notice
He
that
made it
he
to the
started
fence.
a muscle car. Which makes a
That's
lot
the
of
thing.
noise.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that. Make a lot of noise.
Well, yeah, but they're not parked right in front of everybody's house all the time. So as soon
No,
as
I
they
get
heard it
that.
start
It's
up
just-
and drive, they can't just they can't just like snap their fingers and cut the car off. Like,
no,
so they
I understand that.
trailed him
It's
to
just
the
that-
fence.
No, that's so
what I'm
obvious.
saying is security is not as tight
Yeah.
That's what
as
I
they
mean, like,
think it is.
I'm sure security's not tight at all.
No.
I mean, I'm sure that hole in the fence is going to come back and bite everybody. I'm sure
Oh, yeah.
the walkers are going to come
Guaranteed.
strolling on in.
I mean, we have
It's all
2
Madison's
more
fault.
episodes left, and it's probably, if it's going to go down, it's going to go down next episode. But what I think is the hole in the fence is not going to, it's not going to let anybody in. It's going to be to let more people out. We're going to see, especially from what we saw at the very end of the episode, we're going to see some characters go off to explore.
Well, they're probably gonna want to find their loved ones in the hospital. The ones who got
Yeah.
taken away.
They're
Savagely.
they're not in a hospital.
It's not.
No, they're not.
No.
They're taking people out and shooting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the final scene was. That building, when you see the flashes going off, those were gunshots. Clearly, we didn't know what they were at the beginning. They're
Okay,
gunshots. They're executing everybody that they took out of the camp.
Yeah.
That's awful, and that's just plain cruel.
No.
I think personally, because not all those people are like near death.
No, It's
Sorry.
not.
And the army's just, you know.
16 numbers, and they're just like.
Well, this is martial law. This is what martial law looks like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This
And
can
there's, I bet you anything there's nobody above that guy.
I know.
So
Only
the guy was reading
No.
off the clipboard saying, "Oh, I was told by whatever command to read this to you." Bet there's no one above him. I bet he's like,
There may or may not.
yeah,
there may be.
there may be, but
But-
I think the army's dwindling. And, you know,
I don't think that's necessarily important. I think, whether or not he's bullshitting them or not, because it doesn't matter. Whatever he's saying is wrong, even if it comes from a credible source or not.
yes,
They're not okay. They're not fighting back. They're not going to win.
there's not a
You know.
hospital.
There's no hospital.
It's so stupid.
There's no Dorito.
There's a hey, could you smell this chloroform for me?
My question is, like, so, I understand why they took the lady with the broken foot. I get that, it's infected. They probably can't treat it. They don't have any medical people, so they assume that that's going to end up being a fatal injury. It's going to turn her into a zombie, whatever. So that's probably the thinking on that. Then Nick with the meth, whatever, it's probably somewhere along the same train of thought for that. But what did they
Well, he
want
does
Liza
heroin.
for?
Liza, they're using as a nurse.
But there's no hospital.
There's no hospital.
No, because they showed a scene with them taking care of people in the next episode.
Maybe they're taking.
So they're gonna.
There is a hospital. Yay.
Hmm.
But I don't think it's a hospital of what we think. It's not a hospital to
It's an
cure
execution.
people. It's probably an experimental hospital where they're trying to figure out where this shit's coming from.
Okay, so the other possibility that final scene could have been is that's not where they're executing people, and that could have just been somebody stationed up fighting zombies.
But it's true, Pat does say, like, they don't know what is technically causing this, infection, so
Yeah.
maybe they are experimenting, maybe they are just killing people to play it safe, especially the ones in, wounded or crazy.
Yeah, I actually shut the thing off before I actually watched the preview, so I didn't get to see the hospital.
Yeah, there was a hospital.
I just
Yeah, I think
I don't
it's.
think
No,
what it
there-
might be is it might have been someone actually signaling SOS, and then when Travis finally sees it, those were actually gunshots.
Yeah, so.
no, that's exactly what
Those-
it was.
Yeah, I was thinking that was where
That's
they were
what it's supposed to
executing everyone. So, I mean,
No,
But
they
I-
just.
but I
I think
see-
they finally swept that building, and then they found those people.
Yes, I think that it was actually someone, signaling, because that's too many
Oh,
gunshots in a
yeah.
row for Chris to, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It seems like they would be shooting too many times in the same room.
So you think the military went in, raided it, and took everybody out that was
Yeah.
in there? That's
Also,
not where they're
Yeah.
executing the hospital people? Okay.
Gunshots in a row, like putting people execution.
There was at least a full
No,
clip went
no.
out.
Yeah, no, and
It
like,
was.
yeah.
It was a different Flash. When Chris and Madison saw it, it was a brief, shimmer.
Yeah.
And then
It
at
was like
the
somebody
end, it was
reflecting a
very
mirror.
Travis
clear
saw it, it was-
flashes in the whole room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
very
somebody
different than
flashing a mirror,
Yeah,
yeah, that's all it was.
All right.
But so, I mean, that's the thing. So, like, is this really a hospital? Is it more like a prison where they're just keeping people and maybe treating who they can? Because I don't think they're going to treat Nick. I don't think
No.
Nick's going to get methadone
What
They're
about the
gonna
way
lock
they
him
lied?
or his heroin.
What
try
about the
to
way
kill
they lied of, oh yeah, you're his husband. You can go. They're just telling people
Yeah.
what they want to hear, and then at the time they just do whatever they want to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it could be because they know they can't really do anything for her, and they're probably afraid that she's gonna turn into a zombie. So it's like, nah, all right, we're gonna leave you behind
Well,
now.
it's not just that, but it's if their intention all along is not to bring him, the best way to do it with the least resistance is be like, oh yeah, you can come, and then at the last second, make
Be
it
like,
so they
"Ah."
can't, instead of if they're saying, oh no, you can't go, then he's like, well then she's not going, and then they'll put up a big fight, so they're just gonna
Right.
yes them to their face and then do whatever they want behind their back.
But also, they said yes when it was only the doctor. And then when they had all the guns, they were like, no.
Yeah. Well, she's the one that made the list up, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not innocent here.
I don't like that lady.
Yeah, even the way she
get
said,
Liza.
"Oh, of course, you're the husband." It's just the way she said it. I was like, he's not going.
Oh,
Yeah, we all do that.
she's a grimy bitch.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
But so's Liza. She just was like, fuck my son. I gotta go.
I also like the fact though that she identified with the nurse identified with Liza and was like, "Oh wait, you're not a nurse. You're lying to everyone." Well, you know what? Keep playing the part and come with us. It's like
It's okay, because
you understand.
everybody too.
Yeah, you understand what it takes to be a liar. So you come join us. We're the big band and group of liars.
Yeah.
You'll fit right in.
Yeah.
We're lying.
And I think that's another
She's
reason
the
why
Lion
it was so
King.
easy for Maddie to get mad at Liza. Because she just leaves. There's no explanation. Liza didn't say anything. There was no chance for Liza to explain.
I don't remember the doctor's name, but I'm calling her Simba now because she's the Lion King.
And Scar.
Simba.
She was just.
Scar.
Oh, the Lion King. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Took me a second. I'm so slate-ish.
I don't get her. I don't know why you would just she thinks I'm important. I'm gonna follow her. Do you really need that much validation, lady? Seriously?
I think she does. I think she does because
For one other person who means nothing in your life.
I mean, I don't know if it was just that, though. I think it was the fact that she just watched Nick get ripped out of the house and taken and all the commotion that started and probably did not want to go back into that house. I think that played part of a role into it.
it's definitely her needing validation because she was saying how, oh, if I had finished medical school, I would be able to, save this lady's foot. I could actually help her.
Right.
So sneaking around was her trying to prove, oh, I can help people. I can do this. And then when she's like, we need you to be a nurse. She's like, yes, I will do it. Yeah, exactly.
Did you see the way she changed her words? She said something along the, so I could... so they could let me help them, or she changed. I forget how it went down, but the way she changed her words in that sentence, she made it seem like it was more for them instead of for her, which her original statement sounded like it was going to be more for her. So yeah, I definitely think she needs to have some kind of validation on some level, but I also think part of it was, I'm not going to go into the house and deal with that because she was kind of responsible for that. So I think, that may not have been the deciding factor. Well, actually, it may have been the deciding factor, but it wasn't the whole factor.
Yeah, no, definitely. She wanted to be with, what's the wife's name? The one who speaks Spanish, Griselda. She wanted to be with Griselda and Nick to make sure that they were okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just wants to keep taking care of
people.
Chris is not gonna look at it like that. Chris is already just upset. No. She left because he does not like his father and he does not like anyone else.
It's like, thanks, Mom, for ditching me.
I think maybe him and Travis will bond a little bit because he's gonna be like, dude, I saw what you saw and I'm sorry, I love you,
Well,
then one of
Maddie just got through saying how you had to have, you had to bond more positively with your son. So
yes, exactly. She's like, he's like, I'm there for
She
you.
says that immediately before beating the shit out of her own
son. Out of her son. Just taking the piss out of him.
Hey, that could have been a positive beating, though.
Oh, God.
Because you gotta knock some sense into the kid. How many times is talking to him about not doing drugs? How many times is that gonna work? It hasn't. So knocking some sense into him may actually do something. So I'm not saying beating people is right, but there's a time and a place for it.
Yeah. John, did you want to say
this
something?
is okay. So science, you want to know? So technically, positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement are two very different things. And, there's positive punishment and negative punishment. So negative punishment is, taking something away that inflicts harm, whereas positive punishment is adding something that inflicts harm. That was technically positive punishment because she added a beating to inflict harm.
Well, also, and he's...
That is basic addition.
That's science, ladies and gentlemen.
It is Nick plus one beating.
Correct.
It's just
Whereas
like-
like positive reinforcement is like you give him a treat for doing good, whereas negative reinforcement is you don't give a treat for them being bad. You know what I mean?
Or you take a treat
Makes
away.
sense. Or
Not
that, yeah,
not
whatever.
not giving a
But,
treat, taking one away.
Yeah.
It'd be like reaching down his throat
So-
and pulling the treat out that you gave him previously. Yes.
Positively beating his ass.
I think it's what Nick needs at this point.
Well, yeah, he's being
No.
very selfish, and in this world, you cannot be selfish.
You know what? And the sad thing was that like when Alicia found him, who I'm loving more and more Alicia, by the way.
I
You're
told
my,
you.
You're my favorite.
I told you
Um,
Alicia was a
well,
sleeper
her and-
character.
Her and
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah.
But you could tell how ashamed he was. You know, probably not just for what he did, but also for like getting the shit kicked out of him by his own mother.
Hmm.
Like, and he could.
Kid.
Alicia's like the only one who could really even get that too. It seems.
Yeah. I just love when
Or-
Alicia's like, "Don't make me get mom," and he's just like, "Oh shit, let me open the door. I don't want to get my ass beat again."
Yeah. And it makes me think, especially how Alicia
Yeah, yeah.
handled that conversation, that it's not the first time she's beat them. I feel like this has
Yeah.
happened before.
It's probably happened before.
Probably.
And, you know, she had some weird shit going on too, because she's still hanging on to the fact that Matt's still alive somehow.
Yeah, she's etching the tattoo.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's-
and she tattooed herself.
Yeah.
Well, I think which I think I said this in the first episode. I'm like, now go get that tattooed.
You
'cause
did.
You're gonna want to keep it.
You did, and I
Did it
didn't
herself
realize what
with
she
a
was doing
flower.
at first. I thought she was
Guys,
like, I thought she was cutting, but
no,
when I
I think
realized, I was like, wait, this is a needle. What exact? Oh, I go, she's giving herself a tattoo. And you saw the very very faint outline of the jagged heart.
That
Yeah.
lasted for 9 days. That's a pretty good Sharpie she had there. Either that or she didn't take a shower for 9 days.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure she just didn't wash her arm. She went to the kitchen and she got saran wrap and she wrapped it
Classic.
around her arm and then she took her shower.
I think that's the point. She realized that she's never gonna see him again, her boyfriend.
Yeah, I think she's has been trying.
He did.
Mm.
She's getting there.
Well, because I also think she drew that for Susan, who she saw die, kind of, you know. She saw as a zombie,
Yeah.
and she knew that Matt got bit. So
Exactly.
she's putting the pieces together. She's trying to accept it.
She realizes this is the.
She doesn't want to forget, though, I think is the thing.
How far
Oh,
was
of course.
his house from theirs? Is it within the is it within the walls or?
I don't think so.
No.
It was like a 5-10 minute drive.
So
If it was, yeah.
they
it was
might have a nice like family outing to go explore that building, and she might break away to go sneak over to his house.
We never know.
And then
Yeah,
die.
I honestly think that
You see him roaming around as a zombie. We never know.
No, the army would have cleared that out by now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the last we're gonna see of Matt.
I think we'll see his corpse.
Probably, yeah.
I just want someone to die.
She does not seem like the kind of person that would take a.
Sorry, John. Is there not enough dying in this zombie show for you?
I mean,
Yeah.
there were more zombies in the first episode of Fear the Walking
It's-
Dead before the end of the world.
It's like,
Yeah.
hello, zombie show. Die, people, die.
But we are 4 episodes into a 6-episode season.
Yeah, it's
When people start dying, they're not gonna stop until it's over. I bet
And-
you.
yeah.
It's just gonna be
My-
a constant stream of death to the end of the show.
The end.
I don't think I'm emotionally invested enough in a lot of these characters to care.
Yeah.
You know?
I am in enough of them. Not
You know,
definitely
that's the
not in
thing.
all-
Yeah,
in enough of
the
them.
ones I like, but there's not enough that I would like. If Chris died, I don't think I'd care.
I like
If
Chris.
Liza died, I wouldn't care.
I think if Tobias dies, I'll care, but that's about
If
it.
Tobias dies, I'd give a shit. But a
Alicia,
lot of them,
I mean,
it's like,
Chris
Alicia
has an
to a
attitude.
degree. Like I don't know how at this stage of the game, I don't know how I'd feel if Alicia died. I don't think I would care as much as I will by the end of the season though.
Upset.
You know what it is? It's a lot of characters still haven't gotten a lot of screen time yet. Like Ophelia is still just like, I'm the daughter. You know.
Yeah, that's
He
kind
like
of
to
I'm
sleep
trying
with
to
somebody.
sleep
I wouldn't
with.
care if Daniel dies, but
I'm trying to sleep with the Marine so that I can get some medicine for mommy.
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Pretty
I'm
much.
just kidding.
Yeah, you thought she wasn't on. I was like, yep.
No, at first I didn't. I thought maybe she liked him.
Yeah, right.
Or she
And
just.
I mean, I think
Because
they
right
got a
after
little
she-
too.
you got
They got
medicine.
a little too daring in this. There's too many characters
Right.
for only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's a problem.
They're trying to build them.
yeah.
Get them.
They are, and they're
Well,
doing
I think
a good
I
job.
think part of it is they're used to this giant ensemble cast from The Walking Dead that they went overboard for this shorter.
There's gonna
thing.
be like 3 of them left at the end of this season, I bet.
And then just wait until next season. Da 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 da.
Yeah, when I mean, they're already planning characters for the 2nd season of this show.
Right.
Really?
I mean,
They're going to be introduced in the miniseries.
There's
but
amazing.
So
there was maybe as many characters in this as there was in the first season of Walking Dead, and the first season of Walking Dead only had 6 episodes.
Yeah,
I guess that's true, but we also, it seems like in this, they're giving everyone a more equal amount of screen time. In the original Walking Dead, the disparity, like there were some people in that group who had no screen time at
They
all.
were just fodder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
But that's the thing.
So
we don't
I
have
think
any
it's also
fodder.
how they're splitting up their time here.
Yeah, and I think the trap is that they're trying to develop everybody, but that means they can't kill them either.
That's what
So-
I'm thinking. That's what I was.
Or they can. Hey, you thought this was going somewhere, now they're dead.
Rip
Well,
Noah.
yeah, by not developing a certain character or whatever, like the daughter, right? If they were to kill off,
Really? Or
well, no, I'm saying if they were to kill off the parents now, that gives
I see.
more motivation for the daughter to get screen time and have some background into actions and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Which I
they
think
they
is
could
what's
kill off a
gonna
lot more of the minor characters to give some of these other characters more of a story.
Or I was gonna
Yeah.
say maybe they're trying to see who's more popular throughout these 6 episodes. It's
oh
possible.
wait, can we do predictions of who we think is gonna die?
Ooh, okay.
Sure.
What's her Griselda? Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Griselda's gonna die. I think as badass as Daniel is, and as bad as I want to see him in action, I think Daniel's gonna die.
I don't think so.
I think
Was the
Liza's gonna die.
the-
I think Liza's gonna die.
I think Nick is gonna die.
Nick.
Interesting, because I so desperately want to see him out in the field, but I kind of agree with
Him
you.
die, but I think he'll live.
Nick is one of the characters that has had the most screen time thus far. He's one of the characters that you can relate to on some level, like because everybody can relate to a character or a person that they know that has had a drug addiction struggle, battle, something like that, and they're kind of the underdog because you always want to help them, you always want them to get better, and in most cases they don't.
You know
So-
what, though? We woke
Hmm?
up to Nick, and in the other show we woke up to Rick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You think
Rick's
he's
our
the
Han
right?
Solo. Listen, Nick's our Han Solo, man.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think they can actually kill him.
I think they can.
I don't know.
Listen.
There's
in The
there's
Walking
been
Dead-
so much talk about how they want to kill Rick off in The Walking Dead, but they
I actually
won't.
was just gonna bring that up
Yeah.
because 2 seasons ago I thought that they were gonna kill Rick off, and this season I think it's gonna happen.
No, see,
No.
I think this is the
A
perfect
Rickless
way for them
Walking
to
Dead,
get
think
that.
about it.
Like, they can get that feeling
is
of
Rick's
killing
story.
Rick. They can kill Rick by
Is it
not
though?
killing Rick, by
By killing
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah, because Nick is Rick.
Kind of. You see?
And their names rhyme.
Yeah. Coincidence? I
With-
think not.
Grimes.
I think not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look,
God.
honestly, Rick's not dead in the comics yet, so.
Rick could die. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think
But
it will.
you look how closely it follows the comics. Not at all.
no.
What? Are you on Clue? it follows
okay,
it
fine.
pretty
Loosely
nicely.
follows the comics, but in
Yeah,
terms of who's
let's-
dead, who's alive, and how they die, very
All right,
different.
but plot points are not missed. Let's just
Yes.
put it
Okay,
that way.
they're following plot points. I'm sorry, I
They are
didn't mean.
following
I didn't
plot
mean.
points. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
So I
don't
just
know.
want to I just want
don't
to point
see-
out Rick Grimes, right? From the G to the R, right? That's 11
Yeah.
letters, right? 11.
Go.
Uh-huh.
And then
Yep.
Nick
Mhm.
Clark, the C to the N, that's also 11 letters.
Okay. Where are you going with this?
So
Just-
aliens.
I'm just
So
more of the
I'm not saying it was
parallels.
aliens.
More of the parallels to Nick and Rick.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that Dom's a
I don't know. I
prophet
kind of
from
like
the
it.
pulpit.
I like the parallels. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Although I think if we get down to it, and if Maddie, sort of lets go of her inner struggle, I think she'd be the Rick of this show.
Keep drinking, Maddie. Keep drinking.
Oh, Maddie.
I know, she was just
Maddie
like
is
pounding
clearly
that
the Lori
whiskey.
of this show and needs to die.
Maddie has a lot of issues.
Wait, did you just call Maddie Lori?
Maddie
Get off
Look,
my
she's far.
podcast.
She's far less.
controller at all hell. She's like bony
She
and
is-
Lower. Thank you. We'll see you later, Dom. Thanks. Okay, bye.
She's much more useful.
I was gonna say the same thing. She's much more useful. You can come back, Dom. It's okay.
Okay. I'm back. No. My only point with that was she just needs to die.
I don't know. She just needs to get her
I
shit
don't-
together or die.
Right, exactly. She needs to get like her comeuppance.
Yeah.
A little
Well, I
bit.
think she is.
Like Pat said,
She's gonna really snap at Travis and say, "No, we can't do things your way. I'm gonna do things my way." And she's gonna bust into the hospital with a shotgun, and
Is
that's
this,
gonna be it.
is this before or after she does him in the back of the car again?
After, obviously.
During.
The relationship.
Sorry.
The
I
relationship.
have to go.
is
What?
great.
You can't just leave.
I got what I wanted out of it. Oh, see ya.
That's
I think-
basically what she did this episode. She got it and she got out of the car and left immediately. He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, come back and snuggle for a little bit."
She's like, "I've got things to do to distract me from real things."
Yeah. She's like, "Canoodling is not going to do that."
I do think, however, their relationship will be over by the end. There's so
That's
much
interesting.
strain on them right now.
Who is she gonna have a relationship with?
No, nobody. I'm just-
Nobody.
Shane.
The
Travis.
right hand.
Zombie Shane.
Yeah, because
Don't make me ask you to leave the podcast.
No, we're gonna see Shane come in now because he's not dead yet.
Ghost Shane.
He's not dead
like
yet.
fucking-
This is the
Yeah, but he's on the
prequel.
other side of the fucking country.
Well, she's gonna move.
He's gonna show up in a squad car and be like, you know what? I like people
He's
who are married.
he's a soldier. Maybe he's
Oh,
like
He's not a
well, she's
soldier.
not married. They're not married.
was. Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Well,
he was a cop.
Before he was a cop, though, he was a soldier.
Whoa, I was saying Maddie and
Yes, he was.
Travis.
Yeah, I know. I'm just way off in fanfic land.
No,
Yeah, she went to like the eighth wonder of the world. I
I
don't know.
didn't.
Making some kind of shit up.
Do I swear? I've heard that
Oh,
somewhere.
and we lost connection.
I'm very confused, but Dom's gonna love the synopsis, the plot line for next episode.
I always
Next
do.
episode is Cobalt. The National Guard's plan for the neighborhood is revealed. Travis and Madison make a difficult decision.
There's
That's
another
literally it.
plan
It's
for the
fucking it.
neighborhood? Oh my god.
They
Yeah.
make a decision that threatens the lives. No, I'm trying to make a shield synopsis
Kill
Thanks.
them all. Kill them all.
that puts the team in jeopardy.
Yeah, going through the fence.
What? I told you that fence thing is gonna come back.
It is. I don't think it's gonna be people or zombies or anything coming in. I think it's gonna be people going out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So
Well, you guys got anything else to say?
Nope.
2 more episodes. Woohoo!
Jesus,
No,
take the
crazy.
wheel.
Episode.
2 more.
2 more, and then The Walking Dead starts the week after.
I'm excited.
There's no break. It's
Oh,
just
God,
boom
I'm
right in.
Okay, so I was watching the Fear the Walking Dead, and they had like cast interviews and like promotional stuff for Walking Dead. I'm like, fuck this show. Where's The Walking Dead?
Well, I like
Not
they
that
had
I dislike this show.
Right.
I have to make it clear. I don't dislike this show. It's just that
I like the other one better.
No,
Exactly.
I feel that this is very season 1 of The Walking Dead, because I almost didn't continue watching Walking Dead after the first season. Like, the whole, like, I wanted to see what was up with the CDC, so, like,
Yeah.
when they brought that up, it was, like, super interesting, and then they got to the CDC, and the thing, like, blew up, and they're, like, running at it, and I'm just like, this is dumb. This is dumb. I almost didn't watch the second season.
Oh, I was like,
So, I'm
It
glad
had
I
me
did.
hook, line, and sinker from the first episode.
Yeah, I'm glad I did, but you gotta remember the parallel of 6 episodes versus 6 episodes. Walking Dead started getting good when they bumped up the amount of episodes, so, you know, next season we'll see how Fear takes it with these extra episodes and whatnot.
So, John, where can the people find you?
Day.
day.
That's the thing.
That's all you get.
Pat Michelle, where can the people find you?
You can find us at that, thing with the Twitter and the stuff. And in time and space.
When you screamed space, my cat looked up within her ears.
Oh, you should read her back on the camera.
I'll grab her at the end. Dom, where can the people find you?
Do.
Phenomenon.
Yes, PHENOMEDOM.
And you can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter and on Twitch at the Cleomoto. You can find all of us on ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. Until next week, wait, I have to grab a cat. No, she ran away. I made too much noise.
Oh,
I made too much noise. Never mind. Until next week. Bye-bye.
So,
I want to get that cough checked out. You might.
I know.
You've had that for a year.
I've had that for well over a year.
You might be infected.